Hello, my name is Michelle Royer, and I'm Head of Community Services at the Lucy Robbins Wells Library. Today, I am with Deb Krawiec, and she is from Aero Career Consulting, and she is going to talk about job search strategies. Deb, thank you so much for coming today. Take it away.
Thank you, Michelle. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for your invitation. And welcome to the viewers who are tuning in today to learn about job search strategies for the new normal. As Michelle had indicated, I started my practice close to 5 years ago, my practice being called Aero Career Consulting, after spending a long career in the outplacement industry for almost 20 years. And today I'm going to share with each and every one of you some strategies for the new normal. Thank you, Michelle. So again, today the focus will be on job search strategies for the new normal. Job search strategies for the new normal, and welcome to once again one more evolution in the change cycle. We know that the world of work has changed and more positions are temporary, and yet today we are embracing yet one more evolution in the change cycle in our world of work. Today I will be spending some time with you to review the 3 quick tip strategies for a successful job campaign in facing changing times such as we're living in. The first of which is creating a workspace for search, getting ready for the virtual interview. The second is to expand your career and job possibilities and specifically understanding the transferable skills. The third is reviewing the job search tools, and certainly with a focus on the number 1 skill for search, which is indeed networking. And we're going to talk about that a little later on in today's presentation. So the first place we want to go to is creating a workspace where we can work in a job search campaign without distraction. So we want to look at how accessible our workspace is within our home. Certainly we all were invited to come into our homes rather rapidly when the pandemic hit. And now is an invitation for each and every one of us to reevaluate how we have set up our workspace. So where is your desk? What chair are you sitting in? Is it comfortable? Does it provide you an environment where you're not rocking and that you're able to sit up straight? Is it ergonomically placed correctly? Is your computer up to date? Do you have a camera where it prepare you for that virtual interview? A printer is always advisable, and certainly a wrist rest. And again, if possible, a double monitor. I want to focus on all of the equipment on this list is that a camera is probably most important at this time, in addition to, of course, a good working computer. We want to make sure that the camera allows for clear visual viewing so that when you're on an interview, that it is also compatible with your software. And you want to also make sure that you set your boundaries at home. Working from your home allows for many distractions. If you have small children in the home, often they can't understand if you're home that you are working and your focus is placed elsewhere. Certainly setting set guidelines around work hours and play hours is a key element in success. However, sometimes with young children, a great tip would be to wear a visual article of clothing. So for example, maybe a light jacket or a particular colored shirt so that you give a visual cue to the youngsters in your family so that they can understand that you are now working. You also want to make sure that you understand the technology being utilized when invited in for a virtual interview. You want to know who you're interviewing with. You want to know the positions in which they hold. You want to know how they're related to the role that you're interviewing for. You want to create the stage. We could spend a whole hour on creating the stage. You want to make sure that the lighting is appropriate. Lighting never above you, but often to have the lighting set behind you or directly diagonally in front of you. You want to make sure that wherever you're sitting, that the background does not create a distraction to the interview. You want to keep the background professional. I have a very simple desk and chair in my background, or we also is advisable to create a plain white space behind you. So creating the stage is very important. And again, that speaks to also providing to make sure that you have the right camera that can again capture your look appropriately. Lighting again is that key element in making sure that you come across in a clear manner. You want to dress the part. That means being dressed in a full suit for the interview. You want to make sure that on the virtual interview that you prepare the questions as you would normally. You want to have in advance questions prepared that speak to the specific skills that you are interviewing for, or displaying, I should say, to the employer that you have for the particular position. You want to make sure that at the end of the interview that you send a thank you note. This thank you note is a key element in and can be a differentiator. A well-written thank you note and addressing a specific note to each interviewer that addresses the specific question that was asked of you is always what I recommend to my clients. And you want to make sure that you follow up. So follow-up happens in the course of, at the end of the interview. You want to make sure that you ask the interviewer what the next steps will be. You may want to ask them where you are in the lineup of candidates. You may want to ask if there's a next round of interviews scheduled. And of course, you may want to ask how soon they'll be making a decision. I guarantee if you do not ask these questions and you leave the interview, you will be wondering where you fall in the lineup of interviewing. Are you a serious candidate? What's their next steps? So again, you want to make sure that you follow up with this question. And also when the timeline passes, so if they state to you that they'll be making a decision within a week or two, and if you have not heard from them in a week or two, you want to make sure that you follow up with the organization, and you want to ask where the status of your application and interview is. The next is, again, overall, creating your workspace for search, getting ready for the virtual interview. It is all about getting organized. This is the time to, again, reevaluate your workspace, ensure that you've got the proper equipment in place. Again, everybody was in a setup and hurry up mode. So we came into our homes, we started working, but now we're here and we might be here for a while. So you want to make sure that you have the proper equipment and the right setup. So it is a time to get organized, because indeed you will be called for a virtual interview. The next is expand your career and job possibilities. Again, researching the emerging market trends. Often in times of change like we're living under, industry shrinks and industry expands. So you want to know where those emerging market trends are. You want to acknowledge that you will have some gaps in regards to the skill sets that might be needed, and therefore you might need some training so that you can fit into the new emerging market trends. And we want to understand that work in our future may be not just our traditional full-time. We've already seen this trend already occur. And now, even more so, positions may be more part-time assignments, may be temporary in nature. You might be invited to think about consulting, and certainly it could be a time of launching your own business. There is no doubt we are falling upon challenging times. However, upon challenging times, there are always industries that are emerging. And of course, as we know, there are industries that will be also not taking on additional hiring. So we want to understand where our skills fit into this. And so therefore, we want to leverage our transferable skills. We want to make a list of the skills that we bring to the table. We want to identify the skills that we want to utilize in our next job or career. And we want to create accomplishment statements, write this out so that you can support each skill set that you say that you have, that you could bring to the table to perform a particular job that you're interviewing for. So you want to require your accomplishments so that you can demonstrate these skills. You want to network to gain information about the emerging trends. How do you fit into the new industries? How is it that you can leverage your existing skills and knowledge? People are your greatest resource, so we want to gain information through effective networking. We want to create a list of industry-specific skills. So you might want to you may be invited to transition out of your existing industry, and you might be identifying a number of industries, 3 or 4, that might be of interest to you. How do your skills fit into these industries? Again, through networking, you can gain this information. Cross-reference your skills to the list, meaning as you network, as you learn what the emerging industries are looking for within their employee base, you want to cross-reference what you have up against what is needed. And you want to seek opportunities to build the skills. And the next is, again, So that we want to, again, recognize that in these changing times, we want to be open. We want to be open to the possibility that work may not look as it looked in the past. We already know that the changes that we underwent years ago in 2007, 2008, invited a lot of individuals to launch consulting practices. And we already know from the 90s that work is no longer a full-time, lifetime commitment. Gone are the days when individuals are living within an organization 20, 30, 40 years. And so we want to be open that work is out there. However, what does work look like may differ from what work looked like for us in our immediate past. Reviewing the job search tools and the job search resources. So again, a very huge topic that would demand maybe a full hour to really fully immerse ourselves in each of these resources that I'm about to review with you. First and foremost, make sure that you have a strong branding statement. This branding statement identifies why are you in job transition and the skills and expertise that you're bringing forward. It is your tagline, it is your headline on your LinkedIn profile, it is also part of your summary statement on your resume, which does need to be updated. There are many ways to do a resume. Some people say you have to have a one-page resume. Some folks say maybe more than two. Industry standard still stands by no more than 2 pages. Certainly you want to have a summary statement that clearly states your value to the organization, and then appropriately list your skills and expertise under each of your jobs. How to write an effective cover letter is one of the challenges for many job seekers. Many job seekers wonder if a cover letter is even needed in this day and age. Well, it is optional. Cover letter is not necessary as it was in the past. However, a well-written cover letter that can clearly connect the dots to the employer, to your skills, to their need, can be a door opener. The door opener to the resume being read, and then the door opener to the resume to the interview. So a well-written cover letter can indeed make the difference in a job application. Creating a job search project plan helps not only for you to maintain your focus, but also is an opportunity for you to share your job search plans with others. It is an ideal tool to help leverage networking opportunities. So in the job search project plan, you want to have the positions that you're looking for, companies that you're targeting, so that this can be shared. You want to utilize LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such an amazing mechanism in this day and age for recruiters to find the talent and for you to be able to find individuals that you can network with. So finding individuals in those target organizations of interest so that you can gain information on the skills and expertise needed is a key element in a successful job search campaign. We also want to make sure that we engage in the online search. So seeking out positions through the various sources available to us, such as Indeed or Monster, is also necessary. And last but not least, we want to remember that networking is the #1 skill for search, without a doubt. 85% of opportunities are found through networking. So the job seeker truly wants to be able to master how to engage with individuals in casual yet effective and focused conversations, where they're able to share the story of why they're in job transition, what is it they're looking to achieve from this transition, and list industries or companies that they're interested in gaining information about. Let me repeat that networking is never about asking for a job. It is about asking for information, ideas, suggestions, and advice. And yet often what it leads to is an opportunity for employment when done well. So again, the key element, or I'll say the key skill to have in a job search would be networking. So invest in yourself. Invest in ensuring that you have the branding statement, an updated resume, a job search project plan, that your LinkedIn is appropriately displaying a message to the recruiters and to your network about who and what you're about. Ensuring that, again, that you truly are effectively networking is also a good investment in yourself. So invest in yourself during these times. The world of work has changed, there is no doubt, but every change does invite resilience and forward thinking. I want to thank you for being here today. Again, my name is Deb with Aero Career Consulting, and I'm going to turn this over now to Michelle.
And I just thank you again for coming. This was such a wonderful program. At the library, we have books, we have databases, and many other things that people could use if they're interested in finding out some more information. So thank you very much. Thank you, Deb Krawiec, the town of Newington. If you have any questions, you know where to find us at the library. And have a great day.
Thank you, Michelle. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.